Good evening. This is All India Radio Kohima. I'm Jonas Yantan with Evening News. The headlines. Nagaland to seal its borders with Assam, Manipur and Arunachal Pradesh on Saturday evening. Chief Minister Neiphiu Rio says he is deeply disturbed by election-related unrest and violence. Curfew imposed at 37 DE and 38 Woka Assembly Constituencies. An election campaign for Nagaland Assembly polls intensifies in the final leg. Now the news in detail. Nagaland will seal its borders with Assam, Manipur and Arunachal Pradesh on Saturday evening. Additional DGP Law and Order Sandeep M. Tamgatke informed that the state had requested the neighbouring states of Assam, Arunachal Pradesh and Manipur to ensure that 2 days before the election, the borders are sealed so that any apprehensions of any outside elements coming inside the state is taken care of. He also said that there has been visible improvement in the law and order situation in Nagaland in this election as compared to the earlier elections. Tamgatke further said pre-poll violence such as scuffles and stone pelting at some locations were reported, however added that the overall election process has been violence-free in the state. Chief Minister Neiphiu Rio has said that he is deeply disturbed by the election-related unrest and violence in certain places. In a tweet, Rio strongly condemned all incidents of violence and reiterated his appeal for a peaceful, free and fair electoral process. Mention may be made of recent reports regarding pre-poll violence at various areas including Tonoknyo and the Nagaland district. Following reports of mobilization of miscreants in several parts of the area comprising 37 DE and 38 Woka Assembly constituencies, curfew has been imposed between 5 p.m. and 5 a.m. effective immediately until March 3. In an order issued today, Deputy Commissioner and District Magistrate Woka Ajit Kumar Ranjan prohibited the assembly of 5 or more persons and vehicular movement of non-essential nature under Section 144 CRPC. Such assembly is also prohibited at the DC office complex and 100 meters in its vicinity, including the Woka public ground, at all times till further orders. However, it exempted district administration officials and staff, security personnel, magistrate on duty, medical personnel, and persons engaged in election duty or essential services. Movement of commercial vehicles or vehicles carrying essential commodities, press and media, telecom services, and medical emergencies are also exempted. Further campaign events with prior permit of returning officer will be exempted from the restrictions. With the election campaign for Nagaland Assembly polls intensifying in the final leg, political parties are stepping out for their candidates to woo the voters. A series of joint rallies of the alliance partners NDPP and BJP were held today at different constituencies for their candidates. In Kohima, BJP leader and Assam Chief Minister Dr. Himanta Biswa Sarma and NDPP leader and Chief Minister Neiphiu Rio campaigned for Salhodonyo Kruse for 8 Western Angami Assembly constituency. Dr. Sarma said this election is historical as for the first time the NDPP and the BJP are fielding women candidates for Nagaland Legislative Assembly. He said that the NDPP and BJP are providing a stable government to the people, and with the new development of women candidates, it will bring a change to the society and the state in general. Rio also urged upon the citizens to support a government which will work towards developing the farmers, youth and economy. Later, both the leaders campaigned for BJP candidate H. Haying of 56 Assembly constituency, Nagaland, and lone BJP woman candidate Kahuli Sema in Adwaisa Assembly constituency. Meanwhile, senior BJP leader and Prime Minister Narendra Modi will also be addressing an election rally at Jumukedima tomorrow, the last day for the election campaign. This news comes to you from All India Radio Kohima. You can also listen to this news bulletin on News on Air app and YouTube channel AIR News Kohima. Senior Congress leader and Lok Sabha MP Shashi Tharoor has alleged that there was no infrastructure development in Nagaland during the current regime. Addressing a press conference at Dimapur today, he flagged the disruptive power supply, lack of clean drinking water, and good government schools and hospitals as matters of concern. He added that various schemes, including the Ujjwala Yojana, have failed. Tharoor also questioned the BJP's motive to back out of a debate which was to be organized by Nagaland Baptist Church Council's Clean Election Movement. Congress Party had agreed to debate on the manifestos and sought the BJP's stance on the solution to the Naga political issues, protection of Article 371A, among other issues. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said that this year's budget provides several opportunities for investors and people of the country to protect their future by moving towards green growth. He said the government is taking steps to provide every possible assistance to ensure green growth of the economy. Addressing the first post-budget webinar on green growth today through video conferencing, Modi said this budget will play an instrumental role in establishing the country as a lead player in a global green energy market, besides helping to increase green jobs. Highlighting initiatives taken by the government to ensure green growth and energy transition, Modi said increasing the production of renewable energy, decreasing the use of fossil fuels, and moving towards a gas-based economy are the three pillars of the country's priorities and strategies. The Prime Minister urged investors to come forward to invest in sectors like biofuel, agri-waste, biogas, green hydrogen, vehicle scrapping, battery storage, and municipal solid waste. Doordarshan News Delhi, in collaboration with Doordarshan Kendra Kohima, today organized a DD dialogue on Nagaland Election 2023 at the Regional Center of Excellence for Music and Performing Arts, Jotsoma. Participating in the interview session, Vice President and spokesperson of the Nationalist Democratic Progressive Party, NDPP, Meren Doshi Jamil said he is confident that the NDPP-BJP alliance will retain power under the leadership of Neiphiu Rio with a bigger number of legislators than the last election. Later in the day, a panel discussion on the upcoming Assembly election was conducted by senior consulting editor and anchor DD News Delhi, Sakal Bhatt. Spokesperson of BJP, Kahudo Chishi, spokesperson of LJP, Itachu, General Secretary, Central Women Wing of NPF, Semradzula, convener of NPCC Clean Election Movement, Villo Nalio, and senior journalist Okenjit Santam participated in a panel discussion. Kifre police staged a flag march today ahead of the State Assembly elections slated for 27th of this month. The flag march was led by Superintendent of Police Kifre, K. Swarnambika, and joined by Central Armed Police Forces and State Armed Police Forces. Swarnambika said the initiative was conducted to sensitize the public and ensure that they utilize their franchise in a fair and democratic manner. Noting that Kifre police had undertaken various preventive measures to ensure a peaceful atmosphere at this time, the SP said there has not been any untoward incident so far and commended cooperation received from the general public, civil society and tribal organizations, political parties, colonies, village elders and media. She cautioned that the department would not compromise with any anti-social activities during the election process and would take stringent actions against offenders. And now 20 news, here are the main points again. Nagaland to seal its borders with Assam, Manipur and Arunachal Pradesh on Saturday evening. Chief Minister Neiphiu Rio says he is deeply disturbed by election-related unrest and violence. Curfew imposed at 37D and 38 Woka Assembly Constituencies. An election campaign for Nagaland Assembly polls intensifies in the final leg. That is all we have in this evening news bulletin. Good night.